people watch?
We got 0 people watching right now, but
Wow.
that's cool.
Well, they'll watch it and when it goes out anyway.
Yeah. All right.
So this is kind of just an impromptu hangout, I guess, with me and Bass. Is that you say the name? Bass?
It's BASSFZz, but just call me Zerse. It's much easier.
With Zerse, yes, because I can never spell your name. Like when I want to sort of type it in, I can never spell it. I'm like, has it got an E? Has it got a S? What's the, I can't spell it, so I just call you Zerse. That's fine. Okay, so we had there's some general topics to discuss, and I don't know. So do you want to choose the first topic, or should I? I don't know what to do.
You can go ahead with the first topic.
All right. I was thinking I didn't really propose this in our like little exchange we have, but something about the dress code fiasco. You obviously heard of it because you've done videos about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything recent stories about it, but I can talk from memory about a bunch of BS I've seen about it.
Yeah, that's right. I can talk about my own opinions on it as well. So, what's the kind of BS you've seen?
Well, a little while ago. First of all, I can start off and say that the dress code problem is probably the most mundane issue ever in our Western society. I don't really even understand why people complain about the dress code point blank, because the dress code doesn't seek to hurt out anybody, really. So I mean, and to be fair, it's mostly ladies complaining about the dress code and complaining about being called sluts and whatnot. But I mean, as an adult, you got to learn to deal with shit like that. Number one. Number two, again, the dress code isn't there to hurt you. It's there to help everyone else. And even more than that, they complain about the fact that they don't think it's fair that their bodies are called distractions to boys when, I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, we're all going through puberty. We all want to have sex. We're all thinking about that stuff. And there's lots of different rules and whatnot to tell people in general. And I mean, the dress code extends to boys and girls, but there's also rules that go on and say you can't have your cell phone, you can't talk in class. There's lots of different rules in general, all of which are about not being a distraction, So, I mean, yeah, you might not like the fact that you can't show your cleavage, but you don't really have a reason to show your cleavage outside of getting attention.
Yeah.
So I want your body to be a distraction. Bullshit. Go ahead.
I mean, like, oh god, like, yeah, exactly. It's like back in my college I go to, like, it's non-uniform, and I don't know, I don't know. I've never been told of a specific dress code, i.e. things you can and can't wear. I haven't seen like that many like kind of really outrageous stuff people have worn. Obviously, the girls tend to wear more extravagant stuff than the boys, but that's just how just fashion works in general. Like I've seen some girls in corsets before, but I haven't really seen anything like massively extravagant. And I don't. Maybe my college is just more liberal than, or more about it than other places, but like, and also back in my secondary school, like everyone had a uniform and you had to follow the rules to it. And they're actually quite strict on it as well. Like you could get like they caught if you were wearing trainers or if you were wearing like wearing a hoodie, like things, or not wearing a tie, the thing you had to do. And people complained, yeah, but it was no one ever called it sexist. Like no one ever said like it's because people got punished equally. And the reason like boys not being punished for wearing crop tops is because boys tend not to wear crop tops.
Exactly,
you can't say only girls are being punished for wearing crop tops when it's pretty much only girls that wear them. Like,
yeah,
a kid did an experiment. I'll see if I can find it. Hold on. If I can find it, it's on some subreddit somewhere, so it might be. But basically, he let's see. So I'm just finding it here. Here it is. Okay, so how can I share screens? Let me just see.
I think I can screen share. Let's see how this works.
Hold on. If I send you the link, then you can share your screen in the group. I'll send it in the group chat, and then you can share your screen.
Okay. But I continue.
So anyway, have you got the image?
I do have the image. I'm gonna see if I can share it, but just keep talking while I work with this.
All right. Well, and yeah, it just seems a bit absurd. Yeah, like I said, I mean, colleges are professional environments. I mean, and they're preparing you for work, because like in work, you obviously have to have a uniform. And obviously, if you don't wear the uniform, you don't get to go to work. Basically, they can say no, you can't wear that. You have to go home and change, or they can just outright fire you. It's I mean, you can dress how you want, like in your free time or whatever, but like these schools do have a right to impose these sort of rules on you, and and it's just seems like like I said, it's the most mundane problem. All right.
Yeah, that's another thing they don't seem to understand. Oh wait, hold on. I can screen share right now. So here's the image, people watching. You won't be able to read it. I think after the hangout, I'll leave the link in the description box, because when I talk, it'll show the screen, and when Squeaky talks, it'll show his screen. So if we go back and forth, you can't read it. So here's the image, as you can see as I'm talking. But just what I was going to say was it's a private institution. You know, I mean, if schools are privatized and they have the right to tell you what the dress code is and what it isn't, and if you don't like it, then you either have to deal with it or just go to a different school. Yeah. It really doesn't matter how much you want to complain about it or not. Me. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, what I wear to college is typically like jeans and a t-shirt. I mean, like or corduroys. Like what you see me wearing in videos is pretty much what I wear to college. The fanciest I probably go is the various shirts I've got in my room, like the button-up shirts. But that's about it. I mean, it's a fairly simple dress, and I understand if like people want to wear. I mean, women want to wear certain clothes. I mean, that's fine. I mean, but you have to understand that like they can't obviously wear it all the time. Like I mean, if they said I couldn't dress like scantily or whatever, like I'd be okay. I'm fine with that, you know. I wouldn't really do it anyway. But like, okay, I understand it's a professional environment, you know. So they have certain standards. Okay, cool. So I mean, we're treated more like adults than we are in secondary school. So that means we obviously we've got some more responsibility. And like I said, in the world of work, people have uniforms or safety gear that you can't wear these clothes, which applies to both men and women.
Yeah, you know what? When I was in college, I'll tell you straight up, I saw lots of girls walking around, and this is just like when I went to parties and whatnot, but just in general, girls, of course, were more revealing. They wore shorts. I mean, like really short shorts, like their butt cheeks are hanging out. And I'm not complaining. I'm just, point of fact is, it's mostly women who are doing this, you know, because men, it really kind of stands to reason. You know, I think a lot of guys kind of realize ladies aren't super attracted to just their bodies. It's just men. Like, yeah, they like six-pack abs and whatnot, but I mean, you can't really walk around with your shirt all the way just like showing your abs, like the way women can show their cleavage a lot more conservatively. Yeah, not even conservatively, but like show their cleavage. I mean, let's be real, and not a lot of guys, you know, are gonna pull women by dressing like that. Women are specifically dressing that way to get attention. You know, they're not doing that shit, you know, on a Saturday afternoon at home. They're doing it to get fucking attention. So, and like, that's the thing that bothers me about it. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, people, sorry. I mean, people might claim that like they're not for attention, and I'm willing to bet that maybe not all of them are. But I'd reckon that if you're dressing in a certain way, you probably do want some degree, like I said, you probably do want some degree of attention. It might not be attraction exactly, but it's still you probably want people to notice you. Like, I mean, you wouldn't like expose your cleavage and things like that, and wear short skirts if you didn't want some form of attention drawn to you. Because if you didn't want it, you wouldn't wear those kind of clothes.
Precisely.
Okay. I might go for the image.
Ladies didn't think that, you know what, hey, you know, somebody's gonna look, you know. I mean, like I said, so much time is spent, you know, for women trying to get clothes and put on makeup and all that. And I'm not faulting any lady for wanting attention, you know, for wanting to be attractive. The thing I'm faulting them for is bullshitting me, you know. Like, let's not pretend that you're not dressed in this particular manner to get somebody to look at you, whether you're doing it for other girls or whether you're doing it for guys. You're doing it for attention, because there's no other advantage to showing off your cleavage and showing off your butt but to get people to look at you. You know, it doesn't add +5 strength to you if you show your cleavage, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, obviously, I wouldn't wear a shirt and tie unless I kind of had to, unless I was doing an interview or something. Like, I wouldn't wear a shirt and tie and look smart and like in my everyday life, because if I want to look that way, I want you to see me as a certain kind of person, you know. Because I think you said this in another hangout before. I can't remember with who, but I think it was with a few people. But anyway, I think you said something like, what you wear basically, no matter what you wear, people will judge you based on it. Like, what you wear shapes how people perceive you. Like, if you watch Rizzle, don't you?
Of course I do.
Yeah, I think he did a response to like I think Lacey Green's objectification video or feminism video or something.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite one. Go ahead.
And like he does a bit where basically he pretends to like be being an interview, and like he's got his shirt off and he's like got his hair all messy, and I think he's got like some tissue in his mouth or something, and he's saying, well, my references are great, like from Harvard and everything, and he's saying, why won't you hire me? And obviously he looks like a slob, and that's the point he was making, is that if you look like a slob or a scantily clad or whatever, people are less inclined to take you seriously. Like, I wouldn't take a scantily clad man as serious as I would a person in a suit, like on first appearances, because it just don't look as serious. So maybe it's
exactly
just a bias or something. But
I can't even say it's a bias. I think it's reasonable. For example, if you want someone to be a scientist, you don't expect someone to walk in like dressed like a stripper. You wouldn't expect that, because there's certain type of dress codes and certain type of regulations that you have to do in a particular environment, right? And in the learning institution, i.e. school, right, they have a particular way that they want you to dress, and it's not sexist because it applies to both men and women. It's just that more girls are affected because they're doing it more often, right? Yeah, like you said earlier, you're absolutely correct. It's most women who are wearing crop tops. That's not really style most young men partake in.
I mean, as I said earlier, I'm not really a fashion expert, but like even people aren't experts like me can notice that like women's clothing tends to be more extravagant than men's. I mean,
yeah, and a lot tighter too. I'm not gonna lie. Like even skinny jeans were created particularly to show off women's curves. I don't know why men wear skinny jeans. I don't know what that shit's about. But skinny jeans were made for women. It was made to fit women's form. And then guess what? You'll see more women are wearing yoga pants. You're gonna see it's mostly women who are doing this kind of stuff. That's why they get affected more often.
And I think I'm not sure like men don't dress like sexy like women do. I think it's because men know they can't maybe cruise on their appearance as much as women can. Like I'm sure there are obviously some men who can. I mean, like it could be a generalization on my part, but let's be real here.
Actually, no. It's not a generalization. It's a fact of life, really. I'll state this as objective fact that an attractive woman's going to get a hell of a lot more attention, opportunities, and free stuff than an attractive man. That's a fact. And in fact, you can even see this on YouTube, right? We can talk about this later in the chat, but this is just fact, man. So go ahead, keep going.
I don't really have much to say. I mean, there's a blog called Professionalism, and the person who does the blog takes accounts of people who like basically the section's called "When did you discover that women saw you as a potential mate?" And it's got a list of people who are saying like, "I have no idea women would find men like attractive, or women would like find me visually appealing," but they did. And like I think it's because I think something about men being visual creatures and like visual and like women being more sensual, I guess. I mean,
well, I think it's. Oh, go ahead.
Like for instance, like pornography, like video pornography, is very heavily marketed towards men, because men are the main consumers. There are females who watch it, sure, but they're not the main thing. Whereas erotic literature, that's very much done by women, read by women. So
yeah.
they're very different. That's why you've got, for instance, like page 3 of the Sun featuring topless women, but not a male equivalent, because women tend not to. I'm sure they find these things attractive, but they're not as interested in it as a demographic. Yeah,
exactly. But by the way, can you link me to the blog if you can find it? I'll check it out.
Oh, sure. I've got it on my favorites. Hold on. And there's a whole bunch of sources and stuff, right. But it's down the side and it says it says something like, "Do women find men sexy?" It's that link there, so I'll just link it to you from the source.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I kind of pretty much figured it out. What it really is, basically, men and women obviously find different things about us attractive. That's why we are heterosexual, So mostly what men are looking for in terms of sex and sexuality are nice boobs, nice hip to waist ratio, nice ass. This is why you'll see a lot of women trying to accentuate their curves. We're living in the age of butts right now. Go to Instagram, you'll see a lot of nice asses on Instagram, right? And lots of ladies are sad because they don't have nice butts. This is real, right? This is the age we're living in, and that's because those are the markers that men find physically attractive. And again, same thing with breasts and boobs. I mean, so what are women usually find attractive? Like bigger biceps, guys who can show that they have strength. Usually, ladies are really attracted to status. You can't really show your status without having some nice looking clothes, right? So this is why men aren't super revealing, because they understand. You not a lot of ladies are gonna date like a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger who's homeless, right? He might be fucking muscular as shit, but they're not taking that nigga home to take care of him. But they will date a fat man that's got $1 billion, right? Because
I mean,
in their
it's
mind
true,
they want to be secure.
But it
right?
is crude. But a way to get women is to be attractive but more importantly, be rich.
Exactly.
It might not be the key to a loving relationship, but at least it's the key to sex.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's not how you would keep a woman. No, but that's what they're attracted to. And I'm not faulting any woman for wanting to be with a man that can take care of them. That's female nature. That's what they want. And they can have that, But the thing that I fault a lot of people on is bullshitting me. Let's not fucking pretend that that's not what it is. Women want to be with men who can take care of them. Women want to be with men who've got money. Women want to be with men that can protect them. That's what women are selecting. Men want to be with women who can reproduce and have sex with them. That's why men are picking that. So when it comes to women going to attract men, whether they realize it consciously or subconsciously, they're accentuating their features. Makeup. A lot of the times they're using makeup to make themselves look younger. High heels. There you go. A lot of women do waist training, like with corsets and whatnot. Some women get boob jobs. The only reason anyone would get a boob job is to appeal to a man. I don't give a shit when anyone says they're doing that shit to get a man to want to have sex with them and be in a relationship with them. That's what it is. So when we take it back to the dress code thing, these women are doing it for attention. Now, maybe not all of them. I'm not going to say all women just want attention all the time. I'm not saying that. But a lot of these girls are trying to attract men to them. And it's straight bullshit for them to act like they're not.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of like how men appear attractively, like when you have like men in sexy photos, they're often like in suits and stuff, like things like that. And I think there's often emphasis on their chest, which is obviously a sign of strength. And they get objectified as much as men. I mean, you wouldn't know if you'd watch Lacey Green, but I mean,
no, Lacey Green objectifies herself, man. Like Lacey knows what she's doing. Like, why do you think?
With the cleavage.
Yeah, in her older videos, you can literally see the camera is angled down directly at her cleavage, right? You can see that she'll have the camera will cut off the top of her head so her boobs can be in frame. Like Lacey is on some bullshit. She knows what she's doing.
Oh, speaking of Lacey, she did a speech at university, and and I might respond to it, but the trouble is it's an hour-long speech, and
yo, let me see that speech, man. I want to see that bullshit.
I haven't watched it yet. I might watch it, but I don't want to get an aneurysm. I'm gonna try and find it. It's buried in a Facebook page I like, so I'll have to scroll through that. So I'll try and talk while I'm scrolling, but it might be kind of hard. I'll only find it.
All right, man. You just look for it, and we'll just keep talking. But Lacey is a great example. She definitely in her earlier career. Of course, it's a lot lesser now because she doesn't need her cleavage. But let's be real. When Lacey first started off, she was showing her cleavage like it was no one's business. Just on the cusp of being a fucking cam girl with her cleavage. And for her to act like she wasn't trying to get sexual attention is just straight BS. It's just a straight up lie.
Well, I mean, the fact is that sex sells. I mean, it's saying, but it's also true.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'm not faulting Lacey for that. I'm faulting Lacey for bullshitting me and being a hypocrite. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's wrong for any woman to be sexual. What I'm saying is it's wrong for women to bait and switch. You can't be overtly sexual and then pull back and say, no, I didn't want this attention, or no, I didn't want this. No, you did want this. If you want some dick, just say you want some dick and let the guy give you some penis. Don't lie about it. That's what bothers me.
I mean, there is no way she hasn't realized that like her appearance gets her views. Like there's no way she can't have known that.
She's made videos about it. Of course not. She's just on some bullshit.
People are objectifying me. You're objectifying yourself.
Yeah.
Darling, like it's. I'm still trying to find it here, so I'm not as satisfied. But I guess now now could be a good time to go on to sluts kind of thing.
All right,
topic.
go ahead.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking, like it's the whole. I don't know, like it's a very odd thing because I think you hear a lot about sluts, but you don't hear much about studs. Like they'll mention the double standard, but you don't really hear much about them, and probably because they aren't as common as sluts. I mean, it's harder to be a stud than a slut.
Absolutely.
It's just. I mean, I'm not saying like women can get sex all the time because I know like some of them can't, but like I mean, it's definitely easier to like to have promiscuous sex as a woman as it is to have promiscuous sex as a man. And for the record, I don't really encourage promiscuous sex for either gender. I do. Obviously, I think it can be quite irresponsible, and you've got things like also potentially having a child, which especially if you're a man, can screw you over. So I think it's kind of and even like condoms can fail, and also birth control people can lie about being on birth control. So obviously there's lots of risks. So personally, I wouldn't hook up with someone who I felt like in a one night stand because I think that the risks are just too high on my part, and possibly hers as well. But it's not worth the risk, So
yeah, I completely agree. And so usually I'll get a couple of comments where people will call me sexist because I'm calling out sluts, and now I have to tell them, look, I don't think it's a good idea for men to have a bunch of sex with women either. I think monogamous relationships are a lot better, or to not be in a relationship, or maybe have sex with a couple of people. I don't think just serially dating a bunch of people and having a bunch of sex is a good idea, and I'll stand by that. Even for women's and this is more particular for ladies, there's a negative correlation between stable marriages and promiscuous women. The more sexual partners a woman has, the less likely that she's going to be in a stable marriage.
I think I might have a source of that actually. I think
I've researched it a couple of times. Everyone comes to the same conclusion, and of course correlation doesn't equal causation. I'm not saying the cause is they've had a bunch of sex. However, the correlation is a lot of women, after they have a bunch of sexual partners, they don't value the man that they're with. This is a particularly female thing, because I've seen lots of guys who will say they don't give a shit about the amount of men girls have dated. So really the thing I've come to figure out, a lot of the time sluts don't really even have a problem in society, except they have to deal with other women calling them mean names, and they might have to deal with that's really it, because like I said, they can find a man who will still date them even though they've had like 100 partners. They can still get that. And the only thing I can see them bitching about is girls call them mean names. And if they just don't give a fuck, then the only problem that a slut really has is that her own relationships are less likely to be successful. And even then, there's still a chance that she can be successful in that relationship if she just gives a shit about the person she's with. So really, sluts don't lose anything except people will say mean things about them. That's it.
And also, it's also on slut shaming. It's not something just men do. It's something women do as well. And
women do it more than men. Guys might call them sluts to hurt their feelings, but it's mostly women who are upset with sluts. I mean, let's be real about that situation.
Like it's something about. I've got a survey here, and I mean, hold on. Research shows. Is this the one? Research shows almost all women aggress against a sexy peer. So not quite the thing, but I think there was. Yeah, it's something about it being like on upper class women to lower class women, basically, sort of like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I did a video response about that.
I'm not exactly sure why they do it. I've heard stuff about the market value of sex or something, but I haven't really looked into it too much.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, my headphones just went funny for a moment. I'm still searching for the thing, but hold on. I think this is it. Oh, here. Oh, hold on. I'm not going to play it in the Hangout because we haven't got the time, but it's an hour and 10 minutes, and she's even got like a sign language person as well on the thing, so she's serious. I'm gonna message it into the chat. So I don't know if you want to tackle it. I mean, through a response, it would take an. Oh god,
the response probably videos here. I don't know if I'll check it out. I don't think I'll respond to it. If I do respond to it, I'll probably respond in like parts, but I don't think I'd really respond to the whole thing.
I think if I respond to it in parts, I'd either do what you do, respond in parts, or I just get the juiciest bits and respond to them. Only trouble is people might accuse me of like cherry picking or something when the fact would be
Yeah,
I think the whole
exactly.
video.
And
Yeah, I know.
yeah, you
And
know,
to be fair, I
taking
don't.
down rape culture. Ah, shit.
Yeah. And I sort of flicked through it, and she just starving bill. But as feminism pointed out, starving bill proves we don't live in a rape culture.
Yeah, more
Like,
than anything else. Go ahead.
Because like they try actually I can get a comment. I'll read her comment out if I can just find it. Let me just get to my. I just get to her. Sorry, I'm searching for so many links and stuff. It's just I kind of just it's how the things go.
No, it's fine. Take your time.
Okay, it's just. Oh, I don't want to get notifications. Google Plus. Okay, this is a response to Sean Head's response to Azabeth. So it says here. Okay, so stop. Okay.
Link me that video.
I'm linking you all these videos. My computer's still loading.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I'll read the comment and I'll link the video. Okay. Starving bill, if anything, is proof that we do not live in a rape culture. Why the fuck would they try to hide it if we lived in a society that glorified and accepted rape as a normal part of life? They tried to hide the issues because they knew it was wrong and they didn't want to get in shit for it because we don't live in a society that accepts and glorifies rape and rapists. Well, I could disagree with her there about women who rape little boys, but that's but
yeah, I think that is a conversation to be had about the fact that a lot and I think you know who Goodfella is.
I know Goodfella, yeah.
Yeah, Goodfella had a really long video about the fact that there's a lot of teachers who will have sex with these young men. Sometimes they'll be as young as 10.
I watched that yesterday.
Yeah,
I was playing games and watching it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have these women who will have sex with these boys who are 10 years old and whatnot, and you'll have everyone saying, "Oh, these guys are lucky that all this happened." I'm like, that's the most weak-minded bullshit I ever heard. That a woman twice your age is raping you, and you're supposed to be lucky. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, you know how many sluts there are in the world that you can just go off and get easy sex with? And even if you suck at having sex, just go fucking check out Roosh V's channel. Go talk to a pickup artist. Listen, getting into a relationship with a woman's hard. It ain't hard to fuck a woman. Okay? You just have to look all right, and you can lie your way into some pussy. It's not fucking lucky to get raped by someone twice your age, man. And that's the type of weak-minded bullshit that pisses me off. Now, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, like in certain countries, like the Netherlands, you can simply just pay for sex. Like it's legal to pay for sex. So if you really
there you go.
It. So I don't think it's legal here. I think it should be. I think it should be legal in all countries. But I mean, just because I just think it's. I think it's the right job to have.
You can keep sex for free, man. You can, like I said, you can lie your way into some vagina if you really want it to that bad. Just go work out a little bit, all right? Just pretend that you got some fucking money. You can lie. You can be honest. You can be honest. There's so many sluts in the world, man. It's not even that hard. So for you to sit here and fucking talk to me about some bullshit that it's lucky for an adult woman to rape a 15-year-old is BS. You can get a 22-year-old at the fucking bar.
I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
Situation.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, even if the relationship was entirely consensual and things like that, and like no one manipulated anyone else, I still think teachers shouldn't have sex with students because it's simply a violation of responsibility. Teachers are in a position of responsibility that they shouldn't abuse. If you're allowed to abuse it, it opens up too many doors and windows, and also the double standards as well. If male teachers do it to women, they get fired, and rightfully so. They get crucified. I mean,
yeah. And the thing is, people want to act like these 15-year-old girls don't find these men sexy. I'm sure they do. But it's still wrong, you know?
Like, there's a difference between finding someone sexy and wanting to have sex with them. Like, it's a whole different ballpark. Man, it's just... God, I also... good for this stuff. Like, I haven't really watched much of it, but, like, because I mostly see him on the Accent Overlords, but, like, he is good what he can do. Like, he does not pull any punches in what he says.
Exactly. He's a good guy. I like Goodfella.
If he thinks you're a wanker, he will call you a wanker.
Yeah.
Like he won't get anything back, which is kind of why that's probably part of his appeal.
Yeah, exactly. Any Scottish too. So
that sort of adds to the rage. But about such, like, I mean, Like I've done, I think I did a video on slut shaming, but yeah, it's just at the end of the day, you can be on fine, but I don't think it should be encouraged like promiscuous sex. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
because obviously,
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, obviously you've got STIs, pregnancy risk, potential child support, things like that. So like it's all these kind of things, and also on a slightly darker side, like you can have a one night stand and someone can accuse you of rape. I mean, not saying it can definitely happen, but it can happen. So
yeah,
I mean, personally, it's a risky business. I wouldn't get myself involved in.
no, I completely agree, and that's one interesting thing about, especially when it comes to sluts and slut shaming. I don't really think a lot of young ladies are really thinking about their decisions, which is why I make so many videos on the topic, is to try to like with Jacqueline Glenn. I think is a one good. I really like that video response. Because I really want to challenge her to really think about why is being called a slut really even bother you that much? Because I mean, Jacqueline said she's in a relationship now. Evidently, the man didn't care about her. The real problem Jacqueline deals with is people on the internet. And I'm like, well,
God,
tough
that sounds
shit.
horrible.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, she's got 300,000 subscribers, and the worst thing she's got to deal with is people on the internet.
I mean, you've got 10K subs now. You're bound to get hate mail and stuff. You're bound to get things like that.
And you want to know something? I fuck with those people the way they fuck with me. That's what I do. I troll people who try to troll me.
Most people don't give a shit about it. It's only the professional victims who thought, oh no, people are bullying me online. Oh god,
yeah, exactly.
Pity me. It's the same fucking trick, and people fall for it.
Like if someone ever tweeted me, man, like Zerse, I will kill you. I'll be like, dude, I challenge you to Mortal Kombat. All right. If you're gonna try to kill me, all right, let's go in hand-to-hand combat. Like I'm not gonna fuck with these people. I'm not gonna be upset about it either. If I'm gonna fuck with them.
I mean, if someone had to send me a real credible death threat, like a death threat that they could carry out, not something like bullshit, I'm going to kill you from someone in Pennsylvania, like, piss off, you're not going to find me. But if it was a credible death threat, I wouldn't make it public. I wouldn't tell people. I'd inform the police. I'd follow their advice. I follow their advice because there's random accounts that one of his responses that like if you make a death threat public, the people sent a death threat are more likely to be harder to find because they're going to go into hiding or something.
Yeah.
So if you don't make it public, if you maybe if you check into a hotel or something, saying and let the professionals sort it out. But the thing is, like 99% of the time when people say they're going to kill or rape you online, they're not going to do it. Like if every person said I'm going to fucking rape you, and actually did it, we'd have a shit ton more rape victims and rapists.
Yeah, and we don't. Most people don't actually want to hurt anyone really, like physically. That's not really something a lot of people are thinking about doing. So most people are fine for the most part. It's just the crazy people. Well, I mean, a lot of people might get upset. It's the more unhinged people who you really have to worry about. And there are not very many people who are just going to go around and attack you. And even if that be the case, then I think that's more of an incentive to learn some self-defense or learn how to get out of bad situations, instead of acting like the government is responsible for keeping you safe at all times.
Yeah, the government can't guarantee you won't be kidnapped. They can't guarantee you won't be murdered. They can't guarantee you won't be raped. Sure, they can do law. Sure, they can do security. But at the end of the day, your responsibility does fall on you. And I mean, yeah, it sounds harsh, but at the same time, like learning self-defense is a good idea for both men and women. It's like you don't have to be like do Matrix style shit, but like some simple how to get out of grabs, things like that. Like just because. Also, being alert at night, like people say women get afraid at night. I feel kind of scared at night as well. I mean, like
go ahead, keep talking.
Like, I mean, people generally have a fear of the dark. I think a fear of the unknown. And I think it's a general thing. And I think what doesn't help is when you keep on telling people to be afraid of the dark because of the 1 in 4 rapists around every corner.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that always gets me about the whole rape culture is you would think more than anything it would incentivize women to do something about it, except it doesn't. I made a video response a little while ago to this girl named Brie Essrig, where she talked about a couple of times in her life, which can all be boiled down to the fact that she was just a passive individual who didn't speak up for herself when these things were happening. And there aren't. I think I might be one of the only people that I know of who are saying, hey, ladies, listen, it's your life and you got to do some shit about it, because guess what? If you're not married, if you're not in a relationship, you've got no one to protect you. The police, they don't teleport to the crime, right? They still have to drive there. And if you learn self-defense, at the very least, you can do something about it. you know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're going to be like Bruce Lee and just fight out everyone, but at least you'll have some skills is what I'm trying to encourage some of these people, you know. So, go ahead.
And how even in like, I mean, in certain countries, like not here, but like in America, you can carry guns, and I know you have to get permits and stuff, but like it's far easier to get guns in America than it is to get here. Like there's
absolutely.
I mean, like, here, like they're mostly illegal here to own. Obviously, there are still black market guns, but it's not as prominent as knife crime. But and you can own a few firearms, but like they're very kind of weak firearms, like hunting rifles, because the kind of stuff that you can't really use against a person effectively. Yeah, like I'm saying, also like most people who you meet in dark alleys want to mug you. Like there's like the more serious a crime is, the less prominent it is. The most like if you meet someone in a dark alley, chances are they want to mug you more than rape or murder you.
They're going to try to rape you. Yeah, exactly.
And also like,
you know, and a lot of self-defense. A lot of people will tell you, look, if they want your wallet, just give them the wallet. You know, a lot of people teach you self-defense will tell you that. You know, personally, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of money, so they're just practicing with me. But,
yeah, like my wallet, I already have money. I have to only have a library card and a bus pass in it. If I even have on me, so to take it, it's like fine.
I got like 3/4, man. Like have the 3/4, man.
Very sure. Just buy something nice, you know. Like I mean, if someone take my wallet, it'd be like, yeah, it will be a bit to replace, but I mean, I can get a library card for free. I mean, and I can get a new bus. I can afford a new bus pass, like because I've got sort of funds for it. So like, it's not a major thing. At the end of the day, like you can replace money, and you can't replace your life because like a stab wound can potentially kill you. So you know,
exactly.
It's like
and that's the thing about martial arts, man. Like I've never told anyone that you're gonna be completely 100% safe because you're not. Like unless you train like a monk in China and learn how to break cinder blocks with your forehead, you know. Someone with the bat can knock you out, you know?
Yeah, come
so
up behind
I'm
you.
just saying, yeah, come up behind you if you don't have like really sensitive hearing, you know. You got to train your body to be a weapon. And what I'm saying to these ladies is you're not going to be 100% safe no matter what, unless you want to live in a police state where the police are everywhere. And you know, the only real way a woman is even going to guarantee some of her safety is if she gets married or if she's in a relationship and she goes everywhere with that man. Because she's going to have to take responsibility for her life no matter what. You know, if you don't want to get raped, you're going to have to do something about that. And like I said, with martial arts, it's not 100%, but at least there's something there that you can rely on was what I'm trying to say.
You're going to get messages. Zerse is a victim blamer.
I'm blaming the victim, man.
Yeah, they read that victim. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, talking about like rape and stuff. I mean, okay, ways to prevent rape. First of all, okay, teach men not to rape. Okay, well, most men don't.
Well, we already do that, you know, and then exactly. There's that, you know, we already do that, and most men aren't going to rape anyway.
And women as well. I mean, because women can be rapists, but not that feminists would admit that, but still. So, and then at the end of the day, like, so a very small minority of people even want to hurt people, like let alone rape. I mean, very few people have it in them to commit crime. Like I can understand, yeah, but very few people commit crime. Criminals are thankfully the minority of the population, but obviously there are obviously naturally a few bad apples, a few psychotically bad apples, which do want to hurt people in various ways. And so, thus, it stands to you to defend yourself. Obviously, so ways you can do is you can, for instance, you can if traveling in a group means that you won't get assaulted, then just don't do it.
There you go.
Like, also, like if you have muggers, like don't have your expensive phone out, don't like wear your like jewelry, like because like try to like sort of keep in public places a lot, like try to avoid dark alleyways, like so that I mean I think this both and these tips that both men and women can use because like obviously men are far more likely to get assaulted than women are. Granted by the men more, but like it's still they're still the majority victims. So if anything, men should be afraid of the dark. Women, I don't. But,
and exactly, and that's right. Mostly men are the victims, you know, and the thing about our society, it's pretty, you know, a lot of MGTOWs will say gynocentric, and that it's pretty much focused on women, and that's true. A lot of the politics, you can even say there's a war on women and get people rallied up to go protect women and do things for women. You know, there's not a lot of people who have an active investment in trying to protect boys. I mean, trying to protect little children.
The notion of men's rights is outright fucking scorned by some people. Like
absolutely. Yeah, and I'm not an MRA just simply because I'm not an activist. You know, there's lots of things with MRA that I could talk about, but I can't say there's a problem there, if MRAs are calling themselves victims, which I haven't seen any, I've heard people say that, but I personally haven't seen it, then maybe that might be a problem if they think they're oppressed. But as far as them saying, hey, I want to be able to see my children, I can't fault a man who wants to see his babies. I can't say that there's a problem with men saying, hey, it's not fair that if a woman gets pregnant, I'm forced to pay for the child if I don't want it. I can't say that's a problem.
Especially if the woman raped you as a minor, just pointing that out as well.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And I wasn't even talking about that, but that's a perfect point that you have there, especially if it's a 15-year-old kid who has to pay child support to his teacher. I mean, there are some things that the MRAs are saying. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Why is anyone bitching about that? Right? Like I said, the number one. Oh, go ahead.
There's a comment here from Danny Lee. It's about, can you talk about free speech in universities? My speech teacher told me I should be mindful when I pick my topic, that I should remember that if I choose something like drugs or alcohol, I should remember some of my classmates might be addicted and I shouldn't offend them. I'm not too keen on knowledgeable universities. I know they're going to shit, some of them, with the whole SJW bullshit, but I think, yeah, but I don't know, like free speech university, like I'm not too knowledgeable on that. Like maybe you know more, Zerse, all that sort of thing.
Well, I know a lot of people do end up getting in trouble because I remember Internet Aristocrat did a long video on the fact that there's a group of kids from this one dentistry school who made jokes about rape. They got into they got into a lot of trouble for that. So maybe that's what they're asking about.
Yeah,
but as far as go ahead. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, and also, Internet Aristocrat or Mr. Meckett or whatever also did a video on Howard S. Schneider, that bastard dentist, and he said okay, people dentists still jokes about rape, like get like shit canned or whatever, and but this person, I think he's still practicing, and even after he's like clearly like harshing, possibly torturing these children, it's like,
yeah, and this happened in Jackson. I live in Jacksonville. I live in the place where I've driven past the place this nigga practiced in, right?
Oh shit, like hold on, yeah.
You got any spare pens?
No, I'm using my buds. Sorry, I haven't got any spare pens. Sorry about that. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, on free speech, like, people making rape jokes. Like, one of my latest responses was to someone say rape jokes aren't funny. And I'm saying, well, ultimately, you can't dictate what
on the joke.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Because like rape isn't funny, but jokes are, and also often rape jokes can often make fun of the rapist, or like the very rarely will people say there's a rape victim laugh.
I'll tell you one very interesting thing about a lot of rape jokes. It's the mere fact that we even think of rape as a bad thing that we can make a joke about it. That's a lot of jokes come from tragedy in and of itself. Like if you watch a sitcom, you'll notice that the situation always gets worse before it gets better. And a lot of TV shows, they're in a dire situation. Shit just gets worse and worse and worse and worse until the end of the episode where everything wraps up. Yeah, that's where a lot of comedy itself comes from, right? So, for example, go ahead.
Like, comedy is tragedy plus time, basically.
Exactly.
That's the equation.
Yeah. So, if we're playing Halo, right? And someone headshot me, and you're like, "Oh fuck, I just got raped." The joke is, I'm comparing a situation that's not that serious to something that is serious. If we didn't take rape seriously, the joke wouldn't be a fucking joke. It would cease to be a joke if rape was a trivial thing. That's why people say they got fucking raped when they're playing goddamn Halo. It's not that they're saying that it's tragic. They're saying it's not. That's the joke. And it seems this is a concept that's lost on these feminists when we talk about rape jokes.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I've said in videos before, like people joke about all sorts of dark topics, from like, obviously they make racist jokes, homophobic jokes, jokes about the Holocaust, jokes of all sorts of dark topics, and people make these jokes. Obviously some people find them funny, and also think about comedians, like there are comedians that have had quite dark pasts, and people say often it's because they want to make other people feel happy. It's why they're
that's Robin Williams right there.
He was depressed, but he wanted to make people be happy, basically. I don't watch that much stand up. Like, I haven't watched a stand up show in quite a while now, so I'm really not expert, but like I do know, and obviously, like, and different comedians at different sticks. Like, I mean, Frankie Boyle has his offensive jokes, Jimmy Carr has his jokes, and Jimmy Carr did a thing where he like said it was an encore and basically said he'd tell progressively more offensive jokes until the crowd couldn't take any more, until he hit a line basically. And like when he told the jokes, you know the kind of laugh people give when you tell like a Holocaust joke or something like that. They get a sort of like nervous sort of laughter that like I find this funny, but I'm not supposed to find it funny. Like that sort of laughter. Like, and like, it was constant waves of that when he was telling it. Like he did the joke about what's the joke? The joke is like safety numbers. Try turning that to 6 million Jews. And obviously it's joking about a horrible event, but also it's not saying because they died it's funny. It's saying because the concept of safety numbers is clearly wrong because there were so many of them and yet they all died.
Exactly. It's a pun. It's a play on words. You know, I mean, 6 million's a big number, and there is no safety. That's the joke. Yeah. You know, and a lot of jokes kind of lose their flavor because you have to explain them. But a lot of people don't understand how comedy works, and they want to complain just because someone's joke was offensive. It's hardly ever the material that a lot of people are laughing about. It's usually the crafting of the joke. It's the structure. You know, I mean, why did the chicken cross the road? Yeah, and the performance as well. You know, why the chicken cross the other side? What is the fact that you expect the chicken had something more important to do, except it's not. He just crossed the road to it's just so simple and mundane, and because you're expecting something more, it's funny. And,
yeah, exactly.
And that's go ahead. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
go ahead.
I've got two jokes here. First of all, two things to say here. First of all, like I've heard this a lot before, but a very key element of comedy is absurdity. Like, have you heard of someone called Rocka Ali? This person.
No.
He does parodies of like popular songs, and he basically he tells a lot of like offensive jokes, a lot of racist jokes, things like that. So he does things about black people, Chinese people, white people, about women, about Obama being a terrorist, you know, Obama being spying on everyone, things like that. So like and the reason it's funny is because it's just so over the top absurd that it can't possibly be true. Like
exactly.
He's being so overly offensive it can't possibly be true. Another thing, like on the topic of a rape joke, the one I always remember is, do you know Jim Jeffries?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a brilliant comedian. But he did a joke where basically, you might have heard it, where basically he's I can't remember the exact context. It's been a while since I've seen it, but he's like got a woman and he's like, and like they're going home and like he's saying, and then I raped her, being the punchline after she said like saying to her mum like, if I get murdered or raped. And obviously the comedy comes not from the fact she was raped, but the fact it was like the worst thing you could have done, how sheerly absurd it was, and that's how comedy works. It's
like I remember one of my acting professors said, when it comes to comedy, it's either you have a normal person in an absurd situation, or you have an absurd person in a normal situation. You know, it's usually that contrast between something serious and something absurd that also helps to create comedy. You know,
like you've got that kind of character in shows that like where everyone else is kind of crazy, but you've got like one sort of sane person who gets fed up with it, like Squidward, for instance. Like, you know, he's part of what makes Squidward a funny character is the fact that like he's surrounded by morons basically. Like most other characters, SpongeBob characters, main characters, to some degree are crazy. Like, I mean, Squidward's vain as hell, but SpongeBob's like basically really over enthusiastic. Patrick's dumb. Plankton's like evil mastermind.
Yeah,
Krabs is greedy. Sandy's
and you can even take
inventions. So it's so he's like the kind of only sane person. So you can often put yourself in his shoes, because it's said that like when you're little, you like you don't like Squidward for like spoiling SpongeBob and Patrick's fun. But when you get older, like you sympathise with Squidward more because you realize that he's not actually really that bad of a person. I mean, he's a jerk, sure, but he's not like a horrible person, and he has some nice things for SpongeBob in the past. But I'm going off topic now, but it's the kind of thing.
Yeah,
comedy.
no, and yeah, one thing to wrap it up is we can use SpongeBob one last time. And the whole point of SpongeBob is, again, an absurd character and very mundane, normal situations. Like, SpongeBob doesn't really deal with a lot of really hard problems. He's just an absurd and awkward character. That's where the comedy comes from.
He's a fry cook, for fuck's sake. I mean, I mean, Tree lives in a pineapple, but he's got a fairly mundane job. He can't pass his driving test. Like he's got a friend he goes like basically fishing with. He lives a fairly mundane life. I mean,
exactly. He's just an absurd person in it. That's the comedy of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh man, I'm haven't seen SpongeBob in ages. Like I only really watch like the older stuff from like seasons 1 to 5, but like because I've got season 1 to 4 on DVD. But I mean, I don't watch it much anymore. I don't watch TV much anymore anyway. So.
Yeah, me neither. I stopped a long while ago.
Yeah, but we're getting off topic here. It's just kind of nice to just talk about these sort of things.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's very important that we all understand what comedy is and why feminists are really absurd about it. You know, so off topic or not, I still think it was a necessary conversation to be had.
Okay, and before I went back up here to get ready for this hangout, I actually heard in the news about some singer who's taking it back to the news reporter was saying the singer who decided to get back make a piece to get back at the trolls who threatened to rape her. And I'm thinking, okay, if they're trolls, they're not being serious by definition. They're just saying it to rile you up. Like
by definition,
a troll is a Holocaust denier, and a Zionist the same fucking day. I mean, they'll say anything to get you riled up.
That's the best way to put it.
It's just don't feed the trolls.
Exactly, man.
Basically,
people aren't grasping that. Like I said, like I fuck with trolls because I can recognize them pretty easily, right? And they leave me alone real fast because I troll them back. You know, we have this relationship where we fuck with each other, and a lot of people don't fuck with me because I do that. And apparently these feminists and these ladies and even some guys on the internet don't grasp the concept that their objective is to piss you off. So don't get pissed off.
They want you to waste time.
Exactly.
The rule of the internet, don't feed the trolls. That's the most important rule of the internet. It's the most important rule for a fucking reason. It's the rule for a reason. It's because, I mean, sure, I mean, you can, sometimes there are people who just are that stupid and not trolling, but usually you can tell, like, that they'll make really absurd claims, like, and you think...
Yeah, you'll get to a certain point where you're just
thinking,
like,
wait a minute,
he's not serious.
Okay, wait a minute, I mean, I don't think I've heard anyone actually say that. I think you're bullshitting me. I think because they want you to waste your time, basically. Like that's because, like, obviously time is a resource you can't get back. So like they just want you to piss you off, and like if you just ignore them, they go away. I mean, obviously if you get some like actual credible rape threats, that rape threats, that's horrible, and like you should definitely get those fuckers arrested. But I mean, excuse me, but if it's some trolls, I mean, like from like someone living like 2 continents away from you, I mean, fucking hell, they're not going to do anything to you. They're probably not going to even meet you. I mean, yeah,
exactly. You know, and there are lots of times. Oh, go ahead.
Like people say, for example, kill yourself all the time, or like get like die faggot, things like that. Like, I mean, it's bad language, but at the same time, most of the time they don't really mean it that harshly. It's just kind of like, I guess it's kind of like internet speak as well. And
even then. I don't even commit it to my memory. You know, I oftentimes even forget I even had that conversation and go about my life.
Yeah, I mean, and also like back in Gamergate, like it's pretty much a year ago now when it started. But like, I mean, Anita appearing on TV about it, or like Brianna Wu, that was like a troll's, like as Total Biscuit said, that I think it was him. And that was basically a troll's dream come true.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He trolled that hard. He managed to get national fucking television. You've basically like made it. You're basically made it so people have had to spend hours of manpower prepping this interview up. It's glorious over anonymous messages. It's like, oh god, it must be glorious to see these people just and like I'm not like people got hate mail like ages before fucking Anita showed up. I mean, men and women,
absolutely.
Like men.
It's not even special. You're absolutely right. It's not even special. It's not even just women. It's people.
It's men as well.
People on the internet. Go ahead.
Like, I mean, Total Biscuit, he disabled comments, and he did a Reddit post about why he did it. It was basically saying like the comments basically were affecting his mental state and his physical health, which is fair enough. But people, they didn't really get massive media attention. Maybe he didn't want to. I'm not saying it should have, but like then Lisa comes along and says someone called me a bitch because I'm a lying con artist as fuck. Oh no! Like, oh god, I'm so hard done by. Like, fuck off. Honestly,
and then that's the thing that gets me about Anita though is she's got massive amount of supporters too. You know, like Anita has a bunch of people who are willing to get on their white steeds, you know, their white stallions, ride into internet battle for this woman. You know, she's got ladies who look up to her, women who will cite her. Anita has support from lots of people. She's not on the internet by herself, and she's over here trying to act like she's a super victim, but she has millions of people who are willing to support her. You know, I mean, even the interview that Anita did, we showed that it was spun in her favor to make her look like the victim. You know,
and yeah, it's like honestly, like I hear her voice and I just can't listen anymore. Like I sort of rage a bit. Like I just because she's saying such bullshit. It's like her speech with her speech. Oh god, the one she gave about women having choices. I'm thinking, Anita, she's being insane
like a straight
here.
Marxist. Exactly. Just you know, the death of freedom by applause, man. You know, people just clapping that Marxist bullshit. Like she didn't just say what she said. Like, I mean, she basically runs down to saying that women should not have choices because it can hurt other women. What the fuck? I mean,
women's
God
choices
forbid.
to call you women's choices to call what you do bullshit, which you never mention, by the way. It's all white men who say it, who say you're full of shit, even though it clearly isn't.
Exactly. I mean, it's a bunch of people calling Anita out for just straight lying, and that's the worst part. It's just straight lying, and I can't stand that.
Simple.
There you go.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on, feminist frequency. Like, we should have had the whole series like years ago now, but she's not going to make more. She's laughing all the way to the fucking bank, and she's going to have people defending her for it. Like, oh god.
And then she slapped on AdSense on her stuff. There, she's getting paid some more donations. She's getting all these speaking engagements she has. I mean, come on, like Anita's lining her money with this, and she's acting like she's so oppressed and such a victim when she does nothing but profit. Anita is like here's the thing, you know, the thing is Anita's a regular fucking person because everybody deals with that shit, man. Everybody deals with people calling them mean names and calling. You know what? I have a friend named Davis Arini. This happened just yesterday. Thunderfoot uploaded 2 videos where he's talking about Davis Arini. Right? Only has 10,000 like 12,000 subscribers, like just like me. Thousands of comments on Thunderfoot's channel of them just ripping into Davis, calling him a gay cowboy and everything just because they don't like what Davis says. Thousands of people doing that shit. Anita's not fucking special. All right? This happens to everybody.
It happened before Anita was even known at all. Like, I mean,
exactly.
And then what? Oh god! One other thing annoys me about Anita. I mean, going off topic, but like, do you know Bob Chipman?
Yeah.
Oh god, Bob fucking Chipman. I've actually watched most of his stuff. Which is before I knew it was. We realized he was completely crazy, but like back in his overthinker days and stuff like that. Like he'd be very critical of Thompson and rightfully so. But the minute Anita shows up, he's defending her. It's like she's saying the exact same thing. She's making a claim against all gamers that have no evidence behind it. I mean, if she has some studies, she could show them. She can't, can she?
Ironically, she's got evidence to the contrary. I mean, ironically, gamers treat everybody like shit, exactly, and it's not even gamers. It's just some gamers. It's just some people treat everyone like shit. Because I've played on Xbox where I've been called a nigger and I've been called all a bunch of mean names, and then I've played with a bunch of people who wanted to work together, and we fucking kicked ass. It's life is a mixed bag. You know, life. You have assholes on the internet, and then you have people on the internet who want to work with you, and they want to have a good time and play the game. And Anita's making this bullshit ass claim that games are making us all sexist, when that's farther from the fucking truth. Assholes are all over the world. You got some of them who will work with women, and then you have some men, guess what, who will defend women on the internet. Like, I've seen that shit too. If a girl's online,
degrees as well.
Yeah, you'll have guys, like I said, go on their white stallion, and they'll ride into battle to protect this woman's honor. You know, again, you might want to call that benevolent sexism because you can't make feminists happy worth shit. Because if you treat a woman the way you treat a man and it's bad, that's terrible. But if you treat a woman well and that's good, that's still fucking terrible because fuck you, you're a man.
The only way to win is not to play. Just don't play.
Exactly. Not even if you ignore women, you're still sexist because you can't fucking win with these people, right? So I mean, you're dealing with this bullshit coming from Anita's mouth, and it's just straight ridiculous because she's not special. The only thing that makes her special, you know, is the fact that she can capitalize on her victimhood. That's the thing that makes her special.
I mean, these various social justice warrior types. Like, I mean, they've all some of them genuinely believe. I think Anita does it for the money. Like, oh, she's a feminist. Yeah, but I think if you want in it for the money, she would have made the videos by now. If you truly believe what she did, she would have put more effort into it.
Exactly.
I mean,
she would have actually made the videos.
Like, she contributed. He did the Kickstarter and also Kickstarter. she's just I don't think she's ever going to go away, to be honest. And like I don't want her to be forced to shut up, but
no, exactly.
She's going to fade away soon.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Like, oh, sorry.
All right, you're back. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, you're back. Hello? I can hear you.
Cool. Yeah, so just back at E3, like she was harking on Doom, and like even some social justice warrior types were kind of like backing away from her because she was going to territory that had already been won. That like you can't make the games make you violent argument anymore because it's been so soundly debunked. It's not even taken seriously by people like Bob, for instance. So it's
yeah, precisely.
So and she was, and for some reason she was harking on that all of a sudden. It's like what you want about Anita? Like, you know, Anita and Macintosh, because they're basically the same person. I mean, Macintosh, just that man.
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! I think
I've gone Macintosh. Do you not get it, Jonathan? That people. Oh my God! It's not a good thing to be compared to Jonathan McIntosh. It means you're an insane ideologue. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a perfect song, is what it is. Macintosh. Ah.
Yeah. Or the beta. We're all beta. It's like whatever the term beta and alpha is valid and stuff, but like I mean, it's still it's fun. So like, I'm thinking like, you know, are you being serious or are you doing a masterpiece of sort of like Poe? Yeah, like are you being a masterpiece of Poe or are you that? I'm not sure. It's like really hard to tell. I'm thinking like, you know, I'm gonna go half and half. I'm gonna say you're probably but yeah, Anita's just in it for and like I said, I think Anita's probably gonna like she barely makes videos anymore. I think she's mostly on Twitter and stuff, like basically.
She's mostly on Twitter trolling people. I mean, Anita's probably a troll herself. Like, have you seen her talk about toxic masculinity and how it's mostly like white men or mostly men who are going around committing these shootings and these killings and whatnot?
Yeah, even if it were only men who'd ever commit mass shooting, you could use against men. And like, can I fucking how the fuck? Sorry, my computer froze for a bit.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit.
Very much for a second, so it's just kind of fine. I'm getting her Twitter up now, so like to see if I can.
You're coming in a lot better now.
Oh, I got it there. Like it's Jesus. Also, like the thing is, her followers, like as Starkman showed in his video, like about a few months back, or maybe a few months back, it was basically like saying that she barely can call spikes in sales. Like if someone like Total Biscuit or hell even Markiplier, people like that, like if they recommend the game, they can make sales go up because obviously they've got like millions of people who watch them, and so they get bump skills. But most Anita's followers are just ideologues or people who don't know games and just want to be told that gamers are evil. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly. Even her female protagonist. So here's one thing that bothers me the fucking most, especially when people I can even bring in Rebecca Watson to this when people complain about how things don't bend to their arbitrary whim. Like how Anita complains there's not enough female protagonists, which is just straight bullshit. But let's just say that there wasn't, okay? The fact is, Anita is making no effort to create games that have positive female protagonists. She's making no effort to change anything. She's just complaining about it. You know, I brought up Rebecca Watson was because there's this one video that drives me fucking sane, is where she's complaining about the fact that Spider-Man was casted as a white guy. She's upset that fucking Stan Lee wanted Spider-Man to stay white.
Oh God, I can't take it. God, no.
Exactly. I mean, and the thing that what makes me upset is the fact that Rebecca Watson wants Spider-Man. She wants these characters to bend to her arbitrary whim. Like, she wants them to be what she wants them to be because she's a feminist, or because fucking reasons, who knows. And the thing that gets me is the fact that these aren't characters that you spent time creating. These aren't products that you are help making, and yet you think that you have the right to say that someone should change their product, their creation, because you don't like it. You know, it's that type of authoritarian bullshit that drives me insane with some of these feminists. Going back to Anita Sarkeesian, you know, there's not enough females. You have to make more female video game characters instead of her making a game that, you know, trying to get some distribution for her products, you know? That's what I can't stand.
Like, if Anita wanted to make her own studio, that would be fine. But the thing is, she's not going to do that because that would take some time and effort and work on her part.
Exactly. You know. She wouldn't be a victim anymore, right? You know, being a CEO of her own company.
Oh God, she'd be fighting that patriarchy.
Yeah. She would make patriarchy work for her, and apparently that's a bad thing.
Yeah, the patriarchy. It's like how it's often as people saying this. Okay, this patriarchy is so massively elusive. It benefits men so much, and yet it can't give us the right to genital integrity. You'd think if it could give us that, for God's sake.
I mean, Squeaky, we can take it one step further. You know, I mean, a man can't even tell a woman not to get an abortion. Like, a man can't even request that. It's her body and her choice. You know, so how the fuck do we live in a patriarchy, but men can't opt down a parent? How the fuck is that a patriarchy if women are the arbiters of life and death? You know, I mean, it's completely ridiculous as a theory that we live in a male-dominated society when women can choose who will be alive and who will die. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like women can get people in jail for by saying they raped you.
Exactly.
Saying they raped you. I mean, whether you go to jail or not is like debatable. So they can still do that, and they can basically slander your name. I mean. And even if you don't get convicted, you know, you'll still get in a massive amount of trouble. Yeah, and like also potentially the funds of having lawyers as well, like that can set you back loads. And so it's like, and it's a massive thing. And like and these false accusers aren't fucking punished. And like, and if this keeps up, they're gonna get the rape culture feminists so fucking want because they're saying no false accusers. Like Lacey Green says, why do people think people who talk about rape are making it up? I'm thinking, first of all, that's a loaded question. Second of all, it's probably because people doing it. I mean, Emma Solkovich, I Stand With Jackie. All these two prominent cases, but there's more of all these cases of women lying about rape, and men don't do it because they can't get away with it. Like, yeah, it's all right.
And I don't think most men would lie about being raped. And I know it's not fair, but I don't think there's anything to gain from a man lying about being raped. You know, like if a man said that a woman raped him, a bunch of people, they don't care. Like we said earlier in the hangout, you know, if a 15-year-old boy gets raped by his teacher, you know, he's lucky. You know, that's a great thing. So what can a man gain from saying he was raped from a woman? Like, nothing. But a woman, on the other hand, she can, if she's trying to get revenge, oh, well, he's fucked. It's over. It's a wrap like Christmas if she wants to lie and say that he raped her, you know?
And people saying like society hates women. I'm thinking, oh, it's just, oh God, like, and the kind of people who are saying this, like, while being on live TV, like thinking, if society hated women, you would not be on live TV. Like, oh God, like, and also,
I mean, society hates women so much that if a woman's getting beaten in public, other women and men will jump out from the woodworks to protect her. That's how much we hate women. That's how much we despise them.
But if no one cares about violence happening to men, like obviously, like things like going back to comedy, like a groin shot of a man is comedy, like, you know, it can be a comedic thing. But if a groin shot happens to a woman, it's like it's not comedy. You know, you can't use it as comedy.
Exactly.
Even though it's the same thing. It's because people find that violence against women for some reason, probably biological, something, to be worse than violence against men.
Well, I think the reason why, especially if it's I think it's the same reason why a lot of people don't respect sluts too much, in the fact that men are biologically a lot stronger than women. It's almost no contest between men and women when it comes to physical strength. And so I think a lot of people are apprehensive to see a man like hit a woman or something like that, in the way they don't really care if a woman fights another woman. You know, and to that extent, I can understand it. It's the same thing that people don't think sluts are awesome people because they're taking advantage of being sexy women that people want to have sex with anyway. And that's, I think, the balance of nature is that women's sexual power is doesn't hold a candle to men's sexual power the same way men's physical power is vastly stronger than women's physical power. And I think that's why people don't find that to be funny. However, I think, with your point is, if we're going to say there's no difference between men and women, then a crotch shot from a man being funny, it should be funny if a woman gets, kicked in the crotch.
Yeah. I mean, for instance, also talking about society hating women again, and on Lacey Green's video about why I'm a feminist, basically, that train wreck, basically. She's saying at the end is like it'll be taken seriously if a man was saying this. I'm thinking, first of all,
no, it wouldn't.
It's still bullshit. If anything, people take male feminists less seriously than female
exactly.
ones.
Jacqueline Glynn tried that same bullshit too, where she was like, if men talk about women's issues, people don't think that they hate men because men don't hate themselves. I'm like, get out of here with that. There are so many self-loathing young men in our society that need some help. Get out of here with that, Jacqueline. I don't understand when women say that, like men. And be like, oh yeah, penis master, I must accept this. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, it's just it's like and talking about gender issues, like women are seen as the authority on gender, even on men's issues. Even female MRIs are taken more seriously. For some reason, women are seen as the people who can talk about gender.
Female anti-feminists get so much attention, it's ridiculous. They can say the same thing everyone else has ever said and still get a bunch of attention just because they're women. I mean, it's crazy how that works. I mean, look at Shoe on Head, for example. Like what has Shoe on Head said that I haven't said? Nothing. What has Shoe on Head said that Sargon or Goodfella has said? Nothing. Nothing. She doesn't offer anything intellectual to anybody and gets massive amounts more attention than any other man who talks about men's issues. It's ridiculous.
Society hates women.
Exactly.
Hates women.
We hate women so much that when they talk about men's issues, that we gotta listen to them. I mean, the sexual power women have is ridiculous in our society. I mean, women are the farthest thing from oppressed in Western society that I've ever fucking seen. It's just not even fair.
I'd argue that women living in first world countries are the most privileged people on the planet. Planet. Men aren't the most privileged people. I mean, are you going to try and tell me the good people who have less legal rights than another are somehow more privileged than the other? Piss off.
Yeah. Actually, I can take it one step further. When you look at even the oppression of women in other countries, a lot of people in our Western society still only talk about the women and don't give a damn about the children who have to be child soldiers. They don't talk about the young boys who get slaughtered, by these different warlords. They don't talk about the men in the Taliban. Yeah, they don't talk about Go ahead.
Like men in India, that's a big thing. Like you can't slut shame women. So don't go to India, Zerse. Whatever you do, don't go to India. And also things like MGM obviously being pretty much a global fucking thing, whereas FGM is pretty limited lawless societies or very shady places in Western world. It's nowhere near as prominent as MGM, but
and exactly. And with the Taliban, no one even talks about the fact that men who live in the Taliban, if they don't work, if they don't have a job, soldiers will come into their house, pull them out, and kill them on the street. Like they kill men at the drop of a hat, the same way that they'll kill a woman if she drives her car. I mean, the Taliban is just a terrible system for people to live under. And our society still only talks about how women are oppressed there. That's how much our society loves women. That even when men and women are being treated like shit, they only talk about the problems women have. And it is just crazy to me.
Oh, it's God. It's like, yeah. And speaking about anti-feminists, oh God, for instance, like the honey badgers, for instance, they've got obviously men with them and stuff, but the women are the most prominent members there, and also, like you said, there's how many people yeah, exactly. It's weird. Like these women are taken more seriously when it comes to gender issues. I mean, it's just a fact. It's just because the paradigm is that women are the victims of sexism and men are the perpetrators, and it's so therefore women for some reason get to talk about it. Like there's like the head of gender is a female. You can't have a male head of gender. Like what's that?
Even when it comes to the connotation of gender issues, the very first thing that will come to everyone's mind is women and feminism. Every time you say it, and that's that young man, commit suicide or complete suicide more than young ladies do. Like more women will attempt it, but more men are just successful at killing themselves, And then you have the he for she campaign to stop them by helping women somehow.
Like, oh god, it's like as you said in your response to that, like men like want to serve women. Basically, it's a kind of a thing like to help women out. I mean, you can see it like in the clips about when a woman gets assaulted. It's like he for she. Jesus Christ! I mean, oh god,
the most original idea ever, by the way.
Yeah, like why can't it be all for all? I mean, as okay, what pisses me off is that Emma Watson can say this is a speech on gender equality, and then just basically just bitch about the first world. It's like fucking hell. it's just. It's like I didn't want to say this is gender equality speech, and just only focus on women. It's like what?
Not only that, but women have to help women, so men can no longer have problems because it's men who causes their problems.
Oh god!
I mean, that's what the speech boils down to, That if men don't have to feel aggressive, women won't have to feel submissive or some stupid shit she said. It just all boils down to men have to do stuff because men did bad things. So it's up to men to fix the problem, but not women. Nah, women don't have to do nothing.
I find it really hard. I find it really hard that Emma Watson has had a hard life. I mean, she had more money at my age now than I ever won in my entire life, probably. Yeah, she sorry. It's just I can't.
Emma Watson is the last person to be the face of feminism. 8 Harry Potter movies, millions of. I think she made more than the guy who played Ron. That made like vastly much more money than he made, millions of dollars. And somehow she's oppressed. Just wow. Her oppression must be legendary. Must have been like Nazi Germany for her. Like, my goodness.
Okay, people don't know what oppression is anymore. They use it like oppression, like it's like, oh god, you're not oppressed if you have to wear a crop top. If you can't wear a crop top.
Oh yeah. Just the worst type of oppression. God forbid the school system says you got to cover your boobs up. That's just the worst thing ever.
Like, oh god,
it's akin to picking cotton in the fields. That's how oppressive it is. Yeah, I mean,
it's being on the fucking train tracks in Eastern Europe. It's being in the killing fields in Cambodia, for God's sake.
Exactly, man.
It's horrible. Like
people call me a slut. It's like being a Chinese rail worker in the West. Just horrible.
Also, like people say mean things to you. Oh God, get over it.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, sometimes on my personal Facebook, I see like people post about dress code. Not often, thankfully, but like I'm thinking sometimes I really want to get involved, but I'm probably gonna get fucking dogpiled for saying this, suggesting that maybe they can have a right to do it.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's the thing, man.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. I'll probably just saying like, well, it's a professional environment. They can't make the rules they want to make. I mean, like ultimately, they can dictate what you can and can't wear. And I'll probably get a bunch of people, maybe a white man also coming on me. And I couldn't deal with that. Like what like Squeaky's a sexist, basically. It's like, no, I'm just saying people. No, you're a sexist, but no, I'm not saying women can't wear it. I'm just saying schools have the right to say what people can and can't wear in their establishments.
Precisely.
If you don't like it, if you really don't like it, you can just leave school. I mean, it will have massive consequences for you, but you can leave school if you really don't like it.
You can go online and go to school if you wanted to. I mean, you've got options now.
Yeah, but
and I think the number one thing, man, when everything's all said and done, and I probably got to start making more videos about this. I think it's really more white knights and the male feminists that allow this bullshit to continue. Because again, if you look at he for she, right? What is that? Again, it's men doing something for women. If more men were to put their foot down and be like, listen, enough with this man spreading bullshit. We're tired of this bull crap. We're not doing it. We could get away. We could start changing some shit. I truly believe it's the male feminists who are allowing this crap to prosper.
But they love women so much, and like, yeah, I mean, it's like, oh god, it's like, think about like SJWs and feminists, like pro-female. If you tell them to fuck off, they will fuck off. If you say don't apply, just go, no, fuck you. I'll make my jokes about rape. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna say fag. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Go and fucking cry. Just go and...
Exactly. You know, at the risk of sounding sexist, most women aren't going to do much of anything to a man, right? But if there's men around, and since these men love women, then they feel all bold and empowered. Because let's be real, most women aren't going to fight men, you know? Most women aren't going to put their hands on men. Most women couldn't get as far as they did in our society without men. You know, not saying women are worthless, but women needed men. I mean, it's men who allowed this bullshit of feminism to get as far as it did. Right? If these male feminists, you know, were to put their foots down and stop, you know, say, hey, look, men have problems too. Let's help everybody out. I don't think they could have gotten as far as they did.
I'm just thinking I'm just trying to think how I think for me to be a feminist, I'm thinking the amount of serious amount of double think I'd have to commit, because I'd have to ignore all the hateful feminists. I'd have to ignore all the fact they ignore men's issues. I'd have to ignore the fact they only focus on women. I'd have to ignore all these things and just be it's just. And I know it's a stereotype, but have you noticed that the male feminists tend to be the most sort of weedy kind of characters, like the most sort of unathletic,
like a little weenies, man. They're not all of them. Not all of them are weenies, but a lot of them are very effeminate. A lot of them are. You know, it's ridiculous. And it's not just, you know what? And it's not even just the male feminists, but you have regular men who will real nigga shit. Who will watch a woman beat a man in the street and won't stop that fight until the man hits that woman back. They'll watch it, and it won't bother them. They're not even male feminists, right? And they'll let that happen as if that's right. You know, someone's getting the dog shit beat out of them. I mean, he's a man, he'd take it. Oh, but if he were to hit that woman, no difference between men and women, remember? Oh, now I have to go do something about it. I mean, why didn't you just help the person out when the fight started? You know?
Oh god, it just drives me insane. Like, he for these things, and people keep on falling for it as well. Like these people, people can genuinely believe they believe that society is rolled against women. Exactly. Very rich women as well. It's like, oh, for God's sake, it's just.
And you want to know the craziest thing about this, Squeaky, is I don't even hate women. I want to be in a relationship with a woman. I want to be with a woman, but I can see bullshit when shit's there. You know, even me, when I see all the harsh things about women, I don't hate women. How the fuck do we live in a society that hates women then? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I wouldn't even argue we lived in a society that hated men. Like, probably hated them, but I think people certainly tolerate hatred of men easier than they tolerate hatred of women.
Yeah. Like I would never say that we men in the Western world are oppressed. I'd never say that. But you can definitely see that men get treated like garbage by a lot of people, by some women, and no one bats an eye, no one cares. So it's not oppression. I'd never say that. But you can see men will have problems and men will deal with these different things, and no one's saying anything about it. You know, no one's trying to help them out.
Like in that BBC Free Speech about when Milo said darling to that woman, which is great. One of the people says basically men are committing suicide at this massive rate, and if it were women doing it, people there'll be investigations and everything. If women were being assaulted at the rates of men, like if women were losing children at the rate of men, but because no one cares about the men, because the men apparently have this male privilege and have the patriarchy looking after them, and like all the world leaders are men or some shit like that. Like and no one cares, and it's sheer lack of empathy people have. It's just
exactly. And the thing that I cannot understand is why we play that game, you know, where we can only focus on women's problems. You know, I mean, women have problems. I understand that, you know. That's what I can't understand. Why do we have to only focus on women when men and women will oftentimes suffer the same issues? Both men and women are killing themselves. So why do we only talk about female suicide? You know, both men and women are raped. Both men and women are in domestically abusive relationships, but we only talk about women. Why can't we help both people?
I fundamentally believe that rape should be considered a humanitarian issue, not a gender issue, a humanitarian one. But because of so much bullshit by the feminists, because of so much statistic mumbling and propaganda, it's seen as a crime that men commit towards women.
Exactly.
And it's pretty much equivalent, like for women like raping men, basically. But like obviously, and they don't know that, because the moment it becomes a crime that's basically a humanitarian issue, they've lost half their agenda. Like they've lost it.
And that, yeah, exactly. And that's what I say all the time, man. It's a movement for female supremacy. You know, they get a bunch of these white knight guard dogs to protect them. And that's all it is, man. You know, and it's very unfortunate that these young men, you know, are dealing with a lot of self-hatred. A lot of young men are dealing with that, and nobody cares, man. There's no ads, no companies talking about how there are fathers who can't see their children. You know, there's so many different things against fathers. You know, making fathers look bad. It's just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me a year ago that there were people there were men who hated men, I would have went piss off. You know, I would have said like, no, that's stupid. But like now, I see men who hate men and white people who hate white people. It's like
yeah.
What? It's like because of that white guilt, because of those slave owners that most white people weren't even slave owners. But never mind.
Exactly, and even then, I can't even. The thing that gets me about some black people here is the fact that they act like victims. I just cannot. I have too much pride as a human being to act like I'm a victim unless something actually happened to me. You know, I can't be sad about slavery because I was never a slave. I can't treat a white person badly for something that his ancestors may have not even done. His ancestors may have not have been slave owners. Even if they were, I still can't treat him badly, because what's stopping another white person for stereotyping me and saying, "Oh wait, you're a black guy. Some black guy in Chicago, you know, stole some cars. Now I'm going to treat you badly." What's stopping that shit from happening? I don't want to get treated badly for other black people, so I can't treat other white people badly for something they didn't do. And this concept seems to be lost on some of these, you know, these black people who want to be victims all the damn time. I can't stand that victimhood mentality.
Oh yeah, it's like these people who act like, I'm sure they have I'm sure the like I don't want to say like black people don't have any problems, they're not large problems, but I'm thinking it's probably not as bad as these people are making it out to be. Like I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's just I don't. It's just.
I mean, racism is real. I'm never going to say racism's over, because I've dealt with racist people in my life. But you can't treat everyone badly because of what someone else done, and that's the problem that I have. You know, the black people, some of these pro-black people act like victims, and they're upset that the police force is killing young black men. Well, guess what? The police force is killing a lot of people. The police
in general
has been
you never hear about the white people.
Yeah,
you never hear about the white people getting killed.
Exactly.
And there are some times
or the Mexican people that get killed either. You don't talk about that. You know, and it kind of sounds like they're trying to have a race war. I'm really starting to think that, because like I said, the truth is the police has been militarized here in America, and they are killing a lot of people. And no one is talking about the fact that the police is really brutal. These people will shoot first and ask questions later. No one is talking about the fact that a lot of these police officers are using their badges as a license to kill people in general. Just human beings in general.
Of all races.
This is what's happening. Right, and we're still talking about racist cops. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like also even if a white cop shoots a black officer, a white cop shoots a black person, that doesn't necessarily mean a cop is racist immediately. I mean, they'll try and spin it that way, but it's not proof they're racist. I mean, the facts matter, and sometimes it's legit, sometimes it's not. But I hate this whole kind of victim narrative. People want to be victims all the time, and they want to feel oppressed. They want to like say, "Oh, it's just." Drives me insane with these people just want to.
Exactly. I can't identify with that, man. I can't feel proud to be a victim. I can't stand it.
I mean, if you're a woman, it can be quite profitable. You know, like $2,000 on Quickstarter. You know, it's not exactly a luxurious life, but it's certainly not it's not peanuts either. You know.
Yeah.
It's just these people just. It's just everywhere, and like I don't know where it's going to end. I mean, maybe it'll get better. Like maybe the pendulum will swing back or something. I don't know. The back is back.
Actually, I'll tell you one thing, man. What I'm starting to think, I think that ultimately there's going to be a huge backlash against women, against feminism in general. Because what I'm seeing more and more every day. There's a lot of men going MGTOW, a lot of men not even calling themselves MGTOW, but they're just done with talking to women. A lot of men are just afraid of being called rapists. And yes, and there's still men who are trying, you know, there's still men who are trying to date women. It's not a lot. But more and more every day, there's another guy who just gets more and more fed up with this feminist bullshit every single day. And I think if this keeps going, it's gonna, the pendulum's gonna swing, and women might actually become oppressed, because I think a lot of guys are really just gonna get sick of this shit.
And I'd hate for that to happen. I really hate for it to go back and affect women negatively. But these like I said, eventually, I think it's getting to the point they're going to get so absurd, it's just going to go right back. All these progressive bullshitters, all these social justice warriors, all these feminists, they're just going to get, it's just going to swing back to them, and eventually it's going to bite them in the ass. And they're going to get the culture they always wanted, which is a culture that hates women.
Yeah,
exactly. If they keep acting like, if they keep being the voice, if feminism wants to be the voice of women, and yet they act like cunts all the time, people are going to eventually start not liking women. Because I reckon feminism has caused some people to hate women.
Yeah, like, it literally has. Feminism has legitimately created its own problem, and it has no real solution to stop the fact that a lot of men are genuinely becoming misogynistic. A lot of men are genuinely starting to hate women. Genuinely. It's not even a joke.
That's really horrible. That is horrible. Like, and it's horrible being misogynist. But like, yeah, like it's like you're saying, it's like they're offering no solutions, and all it's doing is just doing nothing and getting massive amounts of government funding as well. It's just crazy. And they'll say lie after lie. They'll double think. They'll do anything they can to avoid the fact that they are not needed in the West. They're actively hurting people, and not in the third world either, because they will just actively hurt things there as well.
Yeah, they're not helping, man. A lot of these, they're just not doing anything that helping anyone else out. And like I said, I see it every day. More and more men are just getting fed up with this. Just more and more each day.
Yeah, I mean, like I think obviously feminism has been around for quite a while, but like in the last few years, it's gotten really retarded. It's been in the public spotlight a lot. People keep talking about it, and nine times out of 10, when feminists talk about feminism, they'll be retarded to some degree. They will just say
they'll be like
things.
So oblivious to the reality. And I was thinking about making a video called "Feminist Damage Control," because I see a lot of feminists who they don't even know what they're talking about. They're just like young liberal arts students who don't know what they're talking about. Say feminism has become a really dirty word. Well, no shit, because when you have people saying that all men are potential rapists, and when you have rape laws like yes means yes, well, no shit, people are going to start saying, hey, I don't think I want to deal with this feminist anymore. You know, they lack such self-awareness, and they're not bad people. I don't think most of these girls are bad people, but they just lack so much self-awareness that they don't know that they're not helping anybody out. So I mean,
yeah,
it's just
it's people like oh god, it's like I actually wasn't. I was actually in a group chat with a bunch of people, and like there's quite a few feminists in there. Like I'm saying, oh god, like, and they said 1 in 4 women are raped. I said that's bullshit, and I said so I linked the Christine Swimmers video, and they just said she's right wing and therefore she doesn't count. I'm thinking you people are fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, and then that's the thing right there. The left right wing paradigm is also stupid.
Oh god.
Like a lot of feminists will lean on the left side of the political spectrum and don't even talk to conservatives or don't even listen to what anyone that doesn't fall in that paradigm say. You know, and it is, again, it's just stupid to a ridiculous degree how that happens.
See, and if you were to ask people like, well, what makes someone right wing, what makes someone left wing, they probably wouldn't be able to answer what you think about healthcare, like things like that. So it's very like people same wing.
You're cutting out a little bit.
I was just saying. Sorry, I was just saying the kind of people who say that left-wing people, like to say like people on the right are people who disagree with me are all on the right or they're all on the left. It's like no, they're not. They're on both wings. It's just you're just too insane on one side.
Exactly.
But I'm thinking, I haven't looked into it much, but you kind of see like more people because of social justice warriors, more people going away from the left, more people just going away on the left, more people not calling themselves left wing because these
Yeah,
same
more
people
people are becoming reactionary because a lot of these left-leaning liberals are all these different social justice warriors who are incredibly extreme in their views.
Like, I mean, the far right does some bullshit, sure, but like, it's very rare that far right shit like is better is worse.
Yeah, but even then, no one even takes the right seriously. You know, like no one even takes conservatives seriously. I mean, here in America, they're a fucking joke. People don't even take Fox News as a legitimate news source because they're a bunch of conservatives. No one cares about what right wingers say.
You like parties like the BNP, the National Front, they're a fucking joke. Like, people laugh at them. They barely get an election. Election is when ethnic minority people kill people. Like, the only way to get votes is by exploiting tragedy. Like, no one takes them seriously. People don't take them seriously.
Exactly. I don't even know why people complain about the right wing because, like I said, everyone makes so much fun of them. It's ridiculous.
Whereas the left, far left, we're gonna real dangerous ones. They're the ones in universal.
Yeah.
To the bullshit idea of things like, you know, like male privilege and like patriarchy and all these kind of things, microaggressions.
Yeah, they're the people who are making laws. You know, they're the people on television. You know, they're the people making the movies, and they're the ones who are controlling the narrative right now. You know.
Sorry, I'm just exactly. It's like, and there's all this whole thing, and they're driving me insane. I think that definitely there's going to be a pushback one day. It might be next year, it might be in 5 years. It's going to be a massive pushback. The pendulum will swing back.
It looks like it's coming. It looks like people are really, and I don't want that to happen either, man. I don't want people to hate women and be misogynistic, but you're right, man. It looks like that's what will happen in the future.
Because people will be so sick of these leftards doing all this stuff, authoritarian stuff, and eventually people will find appeal on the right. People will say, well, the left's being retarded. Why not look towards the right? And then I'm not saying the left or right is bad or good. Like, I mean, I'm sure they've both got good points and bad points, but it's just saying it's gonna actually the pendulum's gonna swing back and something's gonna happen. I mean, it's universities. I mean, because they can't keep on doing this. They can't keep on banning things. They can't keep on making you keep on doing this. They can't keep on doing all this stuff, this stupid stuff, and for not to bite them in the ass one day.
Yeah, you're right, man. I agree, and it'll be a sad day. I'll have to white knight for women that day because it'll be horrible, man.
Yeah, MGTOW would have ever got a problem if it weren't for feminism.
Oh no, it wouldn't have.
And vice probably wouldn't have got a problem if it weren't. I think the money probably wouldn't be as prominent if it weren't for feminism. There's a massive part in it. It creates like they're saying, like, for instance, there's not enough women CEOs. Well, the degree attached to your ideology is the most useless degree ever. So it's like that's the reason people who take it aren't going to get high-paying jobs because no one's going to hire them.
Yeah,
it's just weird. It's just stupid.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like I said, I agree with you. I think you're right. I think there might really be a backlash one of these days, and it'll be a sad.
Yeah, honestly, I'm probably not the best person to ask about this. Like, I couldn't begin to theorize for the facts, but obviously people probably know a lot more than me, and probably stuff that has probably happened before as well. Like, inevitably, you basically piss people off enough, and eventually they're just going to snap back. It's just and it's going to be.
And this has been going on for years, man.
Yeah, this whole thing it's just going to. I do sincerely hope people are waking up. I do sincerely hope that people are like telling these people to fuck off. I sincerely hope they're doing it. I sincerely hope people aren't buying this whole white guilt oppressive society bullshit. I sincerely hope they aren't buying it. Like, it's just I hold out hope that people are going to wake up. I hold up hope I hold up hope. I really do. But,
yeah, man. I don't want black people to feel like they got to be stuck in a vicious cycle. I don't want black people to be victims. I don't want white people to feel guilty. You know, I just want people to be able to become self-sufficient and try to be happy. You know, just this victimhood, you know, this guilt. It's just not conducive to our society, man. It's not helping anybody do anything.
It's just making people hate themselves. Be more. I'd argue so.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head, man. That's exactly what it is. It's just making a bunch of people hate themselves. Black people hate being victims and they lash out. White people hate themselves and they lash out at other white people.
Anyway, yeah, like I mean, honestly, I think it's just worse. It's probably created more racists. Have probably created more sexist people.
Like, and they're pretty racist themselves, really.
Oh God, they are like people of color up the fucking wall.
Exactly. And in fact, and the thing that gets me is now they have this thing called white feminism, where some of the black feminists are upset at the fact that mainstream feminism focuses on white women. And I saw that shit coming a mile away. I saw that shit 6 months ago. Like whenever you hear feminists say women and then women of color, the first thing that comes to mind is, aren't women of color women? Why are you distinguishing women and women of color unless you mean white women? Like I knew that backlash was coming 6 months ago. I saw that shit coming.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I like, what's it going to make? It's going to be gay and straight feminism. It's going to be like I do, like it's going to be like other kin and like regular kin feminism. It's going to get so absurd because they're going to put people into so many boxes. Because like you're oppression category A, you're oppression category B, you're perpetrator category A. You've got this point, you've got this privilege, you've got that privilege. It's all these.
No, man.
Your
oppression level just going to keep rising.
It's over 9,000.
I don't even think about the hierarchy. I can't even take it. I don't even care about the hierarchy. I mean, whatever, man. I won't even commit thought to the hierarchy. Whatever.
Sorry, I'm just talking to someone who was messaging me about Tumblr being stupid and stuff. It's just I honestly think Tumblr isn't fully to blame. Tumblr's just a platform, to be honest. I mean, these people.
Yeah, there's some nice people on Tumblr. You know, it's not all Tumblr's fault, but there are crazy people on Tumblr. Yeah, there's some crazy people on Tumblr.
And the thing is, these social justice warriors think they're doing good as well. They think they're doing good by putting people in boxes, by putting people in. No, it's not how you do it. It's like you can't. Yes, there's still racism. Yes, there's still problems that black people have. Still problems that women have. Still problems that white people have. Still problems. Everyone has problems. But the thing is, you can't solve them by hating people. You can't solve them by
more than anything, you can't solve them by just complaining about them. You got to do something. You know.
I mean, what would be a problem that would affect black people? Probably the sentencing gap between black people and white people. There is evidence to suggest that legally black, I think it's men, I'm not sure about women, get discriminated against legally.
Mostly men. Yeah.
And I think it's something like a 6. I'm not sure the gap size or something, but I think it's there. It might not be racism 100% across the whole system, but I think it indicates enough for it to be looked at. And I think that's the kind of things you can go after, not things like microaggressions.
Yeah, it's such a non-issue, man. The microaggressions. I mean, again, it's just complaining, you know, and a lot of these people aren't actually trying to do anything to help out other people. They're just bitching.
Yeah, oh god, it's like when feminists will speak about fertile issues, making no one's doing shit about them though. The only people doing shit about them are white activists, and the feminists aren't doing shit about it. They're just busy complaining about manspreading and free the nipple and things like that, and
free the nipple. Oh my word, free the goddamn nipple.
Oh god.
And you want to know something about free the nipple? You know, what? I don't even care. I don't even care about the fact that women want to be topless. The thing that bothers me about free the nipple is the amount of bullshit that surrounds it. That these women are acting like it's such a big deal. You know, I mean that's something on the side. Our economy here in America is going to shit, and these women are walking around with their shirts off like, yeah, we want to be equal to men. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's not that serious, man.
It's like people saying breast shouldn't be sexual. Well, they are sexual. Deal with it.
I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. These women are on some other they are high, Squeaky, if they think they can stop men from sexualizing breasts. These women are on crack and heroin if they think that they can get men to stop being sexually attracted to them.
While snorting blow at the same time.
I don't know what these women are thinking, that they think they can get men. The whole reason women's breasts evolved to be the way they are is because men were attracted to them. All right, that's the whole reason breasts even look the way they look, or because they are sexual markers. Because guess what? The size of a woman's boobs don't have anything to do with the amount of milk she can carry. I'm ranting. It doesn't even matter. You know, the whole reason that they even look the way they look is for men. That's the whole reason why. And they want to try to desexualize it. Get out of here with that bullshit.
I mean, the human body is a sexual thing. I mean, men evolved in ways to look attractive to women, and
exactly
look attractive to men. And like men and women are objectified or made look sexy in different ways because men and women find different things sexy. And like Lacey was saying in one video about you put men in the poses of sexy women. It looks absurd, of course, because men aren't that way. Women won't find sexy, but they find men sexy like who look successful, things like that. I'm not faulting them for that. I mean, they can find it sexy, it's fine, but it's just human beings are sexual creatures, and you can't tell me these things aren't sexual just because you complain about it. And also, women can be topless, but no woman takes advantage. Hardly any women take advantage of it.
Exactly, a lot of women don't want to be topless. That's the thing.
If you want to nudist speech, like it's just, and what will you gain from me? I mean, I suppose it could be argued that like men can be topless in public too, but like not even that many men take advantage of it. Really.
Yeah, and like, nobody cares about topless men in public either, you know. And want to know something? I don't care. I'm not going to stop these women from fighting to be topless. The problem I have is the fact that they're making such a big deal out of it. This is something that you do on the side. You know, this is something that you say, hey, maybe we can write this in the legislation somewhere. Maybe we might think about this. It's not that big of an issue, man. And that's my problem with it. And most women wouldn't even take advantage of walking around topless because they don't want to be topless.
Yeah, but most. I mean, you know, even fun. You know, it'd be funny if they finally get, if like these people who, let's say it was announced on TV, they're like, okay, women can be topless now, whatever, and the same people for freedom nipple started being topless, and they started complaining about men looking at them. It's like they would do that as well. They complain about men looking at them. It's like,
oh yeah,
because they want to be a victim. Like I mean, shit. Like if I go to Everyday Feminism, this site is driving up the wall. It's just.
Man, I've only been there like 2 times, man.
I go to look at the video tab to find videos to respond to it. It's like oh god, it's like oh god, it's just like all this stuff like it put so many people in boxes. Like oh god, oh, Maria, shut up.
Oh, Marina's a funny girl.
I need to respond to her at some point. She doesn't get anything. It's like,
oh man, Marina.
Oh, Steve Shives did a video on the pay gap as well. I've got to see it.
I already made 2 videos on the pay gap. I don't think I need to make another one. I know Steve Shives made one, and I was like, man, Steve, shut up, Steve.
Steve, like, oh, it's like the thing is like
writing in the
thing
Bible,
like
the stallion, man.
If like obviously he's an atheist, so obviously he's had dealings with like religious people, and like if religious people try to pull us shit about God, like saying, oh well, there's no evidence for God, but I believe, like he'd say no, fuck off. But like of course in sources it says about patriarchy, he's like, yeah, woo, or like ratio, like yeah, woo, it must exist.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You know, like even I believe in God, but I can't prove it to anyone. Like I'll never say I got proof for God, right? I never say that. Yeah. These feminists will walk around how we live in a patriarchy, and we have evidence to the literal opposite of their claims, and they still say that. You know, it's not even just Christians saying that I think there's a God. No, feminists say we live in a patriarchy, and we can point to the opposite of how we live in a patriarchy. Yeah, like, that's how crazy it is.
Like the thing about God is, it's kind of like an unfalsifiable claim that you can't really prove he does or doesn't exist, but whatever. But like for patriarchy, you can prove the literal opposite. You can point to cases of women getting less sentences, more human rights than men, women having more aid, women being just genuinely favoured over men in violence, like women being like it's just women committing less suicide, like women being less workplace deaths, like all these things.
I mean, Exactly.
And like, but of course they will say it because it's just absurd. These people, it's just so absurd. It's like, oh god, it's like what's popular now. It's like why these common nice guy behaviors are actually sexist microaggressions.
Oh, jeez, I can't even, man. I can't even. You can't win. You you can't be a nice guy to girls. You can't be an asshole to girls. You can't even ignore them. You can't win. You can't win. It's always a problem.
It's like
there'll be women who complain about the fact that men don't want to approach them anymore. You know, you have women who complain about catcalls. Oh man, all these guys are giving me compliments. God forbid someone thinks my ass looks nice, right? And then you have women who are older or women in their 30s. No guy wants to approach me anymore. Guys aren't talking to me. Guys aren't saying anything to me. Well, when you shame them for 20 years, you know, about how it's terrible that they're talking to women, you know, maybe you might get some guy say, you know what, forget this. I'm just done. Oh my
Guardian
goodness.
as well. Jesus Christ, the Guardian's got like, okay, if every single publication but the Guardian was like blocked, Sarko would still be able to make This Week in Stupid. I swear to God. I believe the as much as any man. Male rage won't scare me off my bike. It's not even Jessica Valenti, for fuck's sake. It's just sad. People drive me up the wall.
It's just, I mean, and that's the thing that bothers me the most about feminism. It's just you can't win. There's always a problem, and I think men just need to put their foot down and say, we're done with this bullshit, man.
Well, women as
we're
well.
done.
People just don't say no. Fuck your ideological hatred. Just fuck your hate cult. Fuck all you people.
Yeah.
You can't bully people like this anymore. You can't lie to people on a massive scale. Like oh god, they'll make claims like on live TV that are clearly false. That are factually false. The lives are subjectively false. That are factually false. They'll say about the wage patriarchy, like things like oh god, it's just about rape culture, which isn't a thing. Well, it might be if let's say if you're a little boy being fucked by a teacher, but that's, you know.
Yeah, and that's an argument to be had. You know, the fact that, and like I said, one thing that pisses me off the most is when men call these boys lucky. Oh my goodness, oh that drives me insane.
Good fella said you're heterosexual. Woo.
I know, right? Exactly. And I like women. Well, no shit. No, who would have thought? I mean, damn. Oh man, it's like these men who act like sex is the greatest thing ever, and God forbid a woman takes advantage of you. I mean, it's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like. I was like, also like, in Jeremy Corbyn was proposing, he's up on the leadership race to be leader of the Labour Party. He was proposing women in carriages like sort of assault or something. I'm thinking, oh my god, it's the whole men perpetrator women's victims model all the time, just all the time.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know how. Anyway, Congrats on 10k subs. I mean, I think I first saw you when you're 2k or something. Like, I don't know, but like it's like the seeing, you know. Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's all because of viewers like you, man. I mean, it's the viewers. I can't really take credit for all that.
Well, you make good stuff. I mean, like, so it's just people obviously people like what you do, so keep on doing it. But yeah, it's just these people like. We've gone off topic, so we've kind of sort of just jumped from topic to topic, which is fine. But I think the whole thing is I think the underlying thing is people want to be victims without being victims. Like people have this strange fetish for being oppressed, for being like they wouldn't actually like these people want to be oppressed. They wouldn't move to Saudi Arabia. They wouldn't move to countries to be oppressed. You know, because they
move to Israel.
Yeah, because let's be honest here. Like, okay, most people in the first world have it pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying everyone's perfect life, but like, you know, I've got you know, obviously this laptop. I've got my my game console. My, you know, I can go outside. I can say what I want. I've got like roof over my
I mean, look at us right now. We're in two different countries having a nice conversation, right?
Exactly. Like, this could never happen 50 years ago. Never could happen. Broadcast like, you know, like I think like 30 people watching.
Exactly. And so, I mean, it's we are pretty privileged, and yet, and you know what, man, my friend David says really a lot of what some of these feminists are, it's just women just got bored and they just wanted something to complain about. So a lot of these feminists are they're just bored and want to make their life more difficult than what it is.
If okay, one issue I can think of like kind of being a serious women's issue is abortion. I think that's an issue I can kind of see being a serious issue, and I think it should be legal.
I can see for both men and women. I think
Yeah.
I think abortion for men and women is a serious issue because we always have to talk about the fact that the woman did get pregnant by herself. You know,
did she get herself pregnant? No, she. They both had sex. They both knew they could get pregnant. You know, it's like.
Yeah. Like I could never say abortion should be outright illegal, but I don't think a woman should get an abortion if she never told the man because he might want his child, you know? And there's nothing he could say about that. That's one problem I have with abortion.
I know. I think
no one talks about that fact about it.
I think let's look at it this way. Like how I want it to be. I think let's say a woman wants an abortion, but a man doesn't. It could be so like the woman has the kid, but the man can take care of the child, and the woman can have nothing to do with the child. I think that's fair. Like, you know, because,
yeah.
And like I think if women likewise, if women can get off parenthood, then men should be able to too. And of course, it's a very touchy thing because orphanages often can be fun and stuff. It's just children can be messy business. I mean,
yeah,
they don't even know. It's. I mean, I personally think men definitely need more reproductive rights.
Yeah, and the thing is, with me, I can't say that I want abortion to be outright illegal. You know, I don't think it needs to go that far. I just think that if more people just got more involved and thought about actions, we wouldn't need to worry about it. You know, if more women thought about the men they were sleeping with and more men, you know, like the people they were with, we wouldn't have to worry about, you know, having to kill these fetuses. We wouldn't have to worry about that if more people made better decisions with their sex life and more people thought about the individuals that they're with, you know. And that's really one thing I tried to say in some of these videos. I mean you can do whatever you want to do at the end of the day, but there should always be some thought into it, you know. I mean,
I think at the end of the day, I think if you want to be a slut, fine. If you want to be a stud, fine. Okay, but please try to understand what you're doing. Please try to take some
exactly
what you're doing.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. You can do what you want to do, but you got to understand there's consequences to everything.
And people aren't going to approve what you do. Like I mean, I honestly think people should have the right to say hate speech. They should have the right to say hateful things. But I'm saying at the same time, also people have the right to call you out on your bullshit as well. Like I don't want the need to be shut up. I don't want people like Steve Sharp to be shut up. I don't want people like Rebecca Watson to be shut up. No, I want them to keep talking. And people should have the right to do that. But at the same time,
and people should have the right to laugh at them.
Exactly. I mean, and also if these people keep on talking, obviously, and you see a lot of ex-feminists saying, I was a feminist back in like the 80s or whatever, but now they're being all crazy, and now I'm not one anymore. I don't call myself one anymore because they're just being too crazy. And it's the thing. It's like, honestly, I think feminism's biggest enemy is not anti-feminist, it's not MGTOW, it's not MRAs, it's not misogynists, it's not manosphere. It's feminists themselves. They're their own worst enemy because.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the reason people are anti-feminist is because feminists are obviously being so absurd. Like if all feminists were like Christina Hoff Sommers, they wouldn't be opposition to it really at all. It would be very minor.
Yeah.
But they're not all like her, and nothing proves a rule quite like an exception.
You're right. There you go. That's a good quote right there. And a lot of feminists don't even like Christina Hoff Sommers. That's the worst part.
Yeah, because she's basically pouring bullshit on most of her claims. Like I don't know if she makes a patriarchy, but I know she thinks rape culture and race gap is bullshit. Yeah.
I'll look into that.
Yeah, I mean, but she's a good person. I'm just browsing for my Facebook now to see what I have to do. Anything, but nothing really.
Yeah, man. I think you got any more topics we need to discuss?
Can't really think of anything. I mean,
I think we've been going on for like 2 hours now.
Yeah, I think probably people usually fall off about this mark. I think it would be a good time to wrap up now. So if there's anything you want to say, I mean, if you want to say about anything really.
Well, I'll say, thanks for having the chat with me, man. I do appreciate that. And for the links too, I'm gonna check all that stuff out.
Oh, you're welcome. Awesome and cool. So, yeah, I mean, this has been a Squeaky the First and Zerse, and I guess you can check me out on my channel or something like that if you want to see what I do. And I guess just stay cool. I guess.
Yeah, you know.
I haven't how to end. So yeah, we just spoke about this stuff, and
All right, man.
Well,
That's it, guys. Meow. All right,
Auf Wiedersehen.
adios, guys.